So, what I wanted to talk about today was semen retention, relapse, the nature of good and evil, and I guess tips for getting back on track. So, first, I want to talk about how lower vibrational beings sort of respond to you or sort of act in your life. Basically, what I believe is that if someone is of a lower vibrational nature, they will seek to get your energy on a streak. They cannot access that energy because that energy requires you to be morally pure. But they live a life of lies and instant gratification, which keeps them held within their ego. And you'll actually see that these people who are against semen retention and they're against honesty, they'll typically have like huge egos, and you'll be able to see this by if you say something. Maybe you have a certain opinion, and they react in a completely like overreactionary way. They'll try and ruin your life, or they'll try and gossip about you because you've attacked what they perceive to be their being, which it's not their being at all. It's just a construction. It's a false personality they've created to basically move through the world, but they don't realize that they are only the experience that they're having. They're not this collection of ideas that they used to construct this false self. That's not real. That's not them. That's just ideas floating around in their head. But people are so entrenched in these ideas that they use to create their experience that it actually becomes them. And when you oppose these ideas, they feel like you're actually killing them, because they base their reality on the belief in these ideas. So that's basically the nature of a liar. They will actually lie to themselves to just move through life. And so think about it like this. If someone's lying to themselves, or they're deluding themselves to a reality that isn't true, do you think that they're going to be more or less likely to lie to you? If it's that easy for them to lie to themselves, what do you think the chances are that they're going to be honest with you? Pretty fucking slim to none. They're not going to be honest with you at all. So these are red flags. If someone comes into your life and they are delusional, and you know that they're lying about something, you need to get these people out of your life if you want to live a pure life. Because what's going to happen is they're going to take your energy in just conversation. They're going to take it in any way they can. If you're around women and they are of a lower vibration, delusional, sort of high ego state of being, they cannot access this divine energy that you get. And I'm going to use God and the devil and divine words. I'm not religious, but I'm just going to use these words. You know, the ancient Greek word for devil is just adversary. So I mean, don't attach any religious connotation to these words. I'm just going to use them because they're easy to use. But yeah, so these beings that are high ego don't have access to this divine energy because they're morally impure. They have no discipline, no willpower to abstain from sex for these long periods of time, and they live within this instant gratification life where they're just constantly lying to themselves and eating all the time and just having sex all the time and just being sexual deviants. And God doesn't reward those behaviors. God rewards delayed gratification, and he blesses you with this divine energy, and this divine energy allows you to manifest your reality. It allows you to become in tune with the universe. And these lower vibrational beings, since they don't have access to that energy, they stay on a lower vibrational existence without this divine energy. but they crave it. They know the power of it. They want to manifest their own realities. They want to manifest good things into life, but they can't because they are of the devil. The devil is of deception, and the devil is of ego. The devil is of lower vibration. And so you'll see it too. If you have sex with a woman and you're on a longer streak, she'll begin to start having good luck in her life, right? She'll start to manifest things that weren't there for her before. And so I wanted to make a point of, do not give these lower vibrational beings, do not give these minions of the devil your energy, because they're going to use that for the forces of evil, and they don't deserve it. They didn't work for it. And this is kind of something that I've came to the conclusion on in my previous streak. It was over a 3-month streak, and afterwards I was just like, even though the sexual experience was amazing, it wasn't worth it. I immediately had bad luck in my life afterwards, and whereas the person that I slept with had good luck. And my car broke down, things started breaking, possessions started breaking in my life, and immediately all my injuries, my previous injuries that had almost healed up, came back in full force. And I find that just so interesting. And this has happened on every relapse. This happens. And I can't emphasize enough that those of you who get on longer streaks will have experienced this, and you'll come to the same conclusion that I came to, which is it's just not worth it to relapse. It's not worth giving away your energy for a sexual experience that's going to last however long it lasts, even if you have sex for hours. Is it really worth it? Those, 5-hour experience or whatever, for momentary pleasure, but you're giving up months or potentially years of hard work, for what? To give some demon your energy and help evil manifest their reality? Don't do that, bro. Stay on the path. Abstain from sex. Save your seed for a woman that you want to spend a lot of time with. Maybe you're not certain that you'll spend the rest of your life with her, but have discernment. Talk to women before you sleep with them. Get to know them. Get to know if they're worthy of your seed. And I mean that. And it may sound stupid, but you'll regret it if you don't. And I can promise you that, because it's happened to me many times. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of like, okay, I'm just going to abstain for as long as it takes to find a woman who's worthy of sharing the experience with. And I wanted you to know a couple more red flags. If you ask these lower vibrational beings of questions, maybe you try to catch them in a lie. A liar will respond with anger because you've caught them, right? So they're getting angry. They're like, oh, he caught me and I'm going to get angry. Or they'll deflect, or they'll change the subject. An honest person is just going to be patient with you. If you ask an honest person a question, they're just going to give you an honest answer right away. They're not going to try and deflect on you. They're just going to answer you. And so it's important to know the difference and to keep those people out of your life. And also be wary of the stories that they're telling you when they're trying to cover up a lie. They might use the same story multiple times because in the moment they have nothing to go to. So they'll use this pre-created story to cover up their lie and just make note of it. They might use it one time with you. They might use it again a couple months later, and just notice the patterns and don't be deceived by them. And if these people are in your life, it's important to also look for omens, because what I've had happen to me, if I'm on a wrong path, or if I'm drifting closer and closer to these basically demons, these negative people in my life, God will actually send me omens. I was once filling up my gas at a pump, and I was heading over to one of my previous lower vibrational lovers to have sex with her on a streak. And the pump, the amount of gas I put in my car was 666 liters. And I just thought that was so interesting, and I believe it was God telling me to, go the other way and not do what I was thinking of doing. And then another time, a friend from my past came back into my life, and he said, "Oh, there's a job opportunity for me, and to look into this company." And I googled the company headquarters, and the headquarters the address was 666 something, 666 something road or whatever. And immediately I was like, whoa, I mean, that's a bad omen. I'm not going to take this job opportunity. There's no way. So God, it's not to say that God will always warn you of these devil beings coming into your life, but it's something to look out for, because he will warn you sometimes when you're on the wrong path. And for some of you, you'll be like, oh yeah, whatever, just coincidence. Oh, you're seeing things. No, like, I promise you. And when you're on longer streaks, these repeating numbers will manifest in good ways too. The repeating ones, repeating twos, repeating threes, I believe these are all good numbers, and it's just God telling you that you're on the right path and to stay the course. So, I mean, and the world has known 666 always to be a negative connotation. So, I mean, I don't think that there's coincidence in that. But yeah, I mean, people can think what they wish. They want to think it's coincidence. That's fine. But I'm not going to live that way. I also wanted to talk about how lower vibrational beings will respond to you talking about God or the devil. So typically, if you say God or whatever, if you're religious, you say Jesus, these beings that are inhabited by a negative energy or the devil will literally wince, and they'll deny what you're saying. If someone is an atheist, these people are by default of evil. You cannot both believe in nothing and be in the ego and be a good person. Because what will happen when you diminish your ego is that God will come into your life when your ego is diminished and you are morally pure and acting in a justified way. But if you are morally impure and acting in an unjust way, the devil will inhabit your life. And so if these people don't have any evidence of God, then they have acted in a morally impure way. And so if they did have evidence of God, they wouldn't be an atheist, would they? No, they wouldn't. And so if someone is an atheist, or if they identify as satanic, Satan worshippers, you should stay away from them, because they are going to ruin your life. And don't give them any time. Don't give them your energy. I also wanted to say that just because someone's atheist or agnostic doesn't mean they can't change, and doesn't mean they can't switch over. I used to be agnostic, and through my experience, I've been able to become morally pure and find God. They will also reject the idea of good and evil. If you talk about good and evil, they'll be like, oh, I don't believe in good and evil. I don't believe in God and the devil. That's because they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They don't want to be held responsible for anything that they do. And so they'll convince themselves that what they do is always in everyone's best interest, and they act in an egotistical, selfish manner. And good and evil don't exist to them, because they want to keep acting in this negative way and not feel remorse for their actions. But in a lot of cases, even, they don't even have the ability to feel remorse anymore, some of these people, because they get so stuck in the egoic state that they've essentially sold their soul to the devil. And when you sell your soul to the devil, and you keep acting in a way that affects people negatively, you will no longer have the ability to feel emotions, because you repress the very vehicle that allows you to feel these emotions at their core, at their true state. And so you'll see people, typically they're like apathetic, and they're nihilistic in their beliefs, and they're like, oh, woe is me, blah blah blah. It's because their soul has died. They've repressed it so much through their negative actions that they don't have the ability to even experience emotions in a pure form anymore. And so that goes with anyone who is, maybe super rich, and they've just sold their soul to the devil. They're going to have a life that is devoid of any real emotion or bliss. They're basically just going to be like drifting with their wealth through a state of misery, and they'll only have shallow experiences of happiness and joy. It'll be fleeting. You also need to be very aware that the devil will inhabit your mind. He will move in if you're of fear-based nature and you don't believe in higher power or higher good. He'll convince you that relapsing is a good thing. He'll say, oh, you might get prostate cancer, or this negative thing might happen to you if you don't have sex, and you edged, and the semen is stuck and clogging your shit up, and it's unhealthy, and you'll have all these ideas and thoughts come into your head that are, it's just the devil trying to justify a relapse to you, because you are gaining, you're basically his opposition. And if you're gaining power and acting in a morally good way, then you are acting against him, and he'll do whatever he can to convince you to relapse. And this includes sending lower vibrational beings into your life to disrupt you and steal your energy. And God will also use these beings as tests for you. And it is not of Satan's nature to punish you. That is of God's nature to punish you for your wrongdoing, so you learn a lesson. And this is why you'll constantly see people who fuck people over living in a constant state of misery. It's because God is constantly teaching them lessons, and they're not able to get out of that lower vibrational space. There's a karmic law, and they're just experiencing the net negative karmic reaction that comes with opposing someone who is a positive force in the world. And when you take away that positive force that person that you're opposing would have impacted the world with, you have to experience a negative karmic reaction that is in proportion to the positivity that you took away. And so that can be a lot if you're acting against someone that maybe writes a book or something that millions of people read. You're taking away the positive effect that book would have yielded to those millions of people, and you're getting the negative karmic reaction to that effect. So I also wanted to talk about tips for preventing relapse, and what you could do if you relapse. So what you could do to prevent relapse is just stay busy. Idle hands are the devil's playground. So if you just stay busy, you work overtime, you stay out of the house, because you don't want to just sit and be with your lustful thoughts. You maybe go for a walk, listen to an audiobook after work. You only are in the house to maybe cook and sleep. And if you have a PC or whatever, maybe it's best that you kind of stay off it for a while until you've developed self-control. To not look at porn, because porn is essentially a small relapse. And I don't know if some of you have noticed this, but when you look at porn, you're giving away a lot of your energy. And so if you're on a streak that is impure and you're just watching porn every day, or peaking as they call it, you're just giving away a shit ton of your benefits. You could be on a 90-day streak and not experience the benefits that someone on a 7 to 21 day streak is experiencing if they're doing a perfect streak. And so after you relapse. Just make sure you're healthy, you're getting lots of nutrients, you're getting lots of sleep, you're hydrating, and that will allow you to gain your energy back much quicker than if you were to constantly relapse multiple times or eat shitty foods. And it's in your best interest to keep your streak pure and away from lustful thoughts. That way you can maintain your divine energy and use it for good, in the good fight against evil. Sorry for the lack of organization or any audio discrepancies. Thanks for listening. Bye.